Which result would you change in your lifetime if you could? Fucking hell, that's a hard question for Newcastle fans, isn't it? Welcome back to another video in the channel, Newcastle fans. Thanks for tuning in. I'm on a new sort of bit of territory now. So what we're going to start doing is the big Wednesday debate. It's going to be a different random question every week to keep us thinking, get lots of answers in. This week's is what result you would change in your personal lifetime from the past if you could as a Newcastle fan. Oh, God, I got shudders thinking about this one. So many results, so many things we could change. So many moments where we just maybe needed a win. We just needed to pinch something from it and it all went terribly wrong. Most from the Mike Ashley era, if I'm being totally honest. But for me, it goes a little bit deeper. Now, there's a lot of obvious answers I could have gave for this one. Like, you know, if we'd got a result on Aston Villa in 2009, we would have been relegated. We wouldn't have been relegated when Alan Shearer was manager. But for me, that actually did the club some good. In the long run, you know, we bounced back from the Championship. We came back stronger under Houghton. So that's not a one I would change, as daft as that sounds. Because I think the following season would have been exactly the same and we would have eventually got relegated. You know, Shearer might have stayed. We would have signed a load of shite again under Dennis Wise and co. And nothing different would have happened. There was obviously the relegation under Benitez in 2016. When he came in quite late in the season, a couple of results there I could have changed and kept us up. That was probably close because we could have been onto something good if he'd kept us up that season. But again, we smashed the Championship, we came back, and under Ashley things were never going to get better anyway. So I'm going to avoid them ones. For me, oh God, I get awful thoughts literally just at the thought of it. There's two. For me personally, growing up, because, by the way, any Newcastle fan who answers with a score, a game from when they were 2-3-year-olds still in nappies eating baby food, it's not about that. You needn't apply for this question. So I don't want anyone giving answers on games where you can't really even remember what was going on, because that's not what we're looking for. So for me, firstly, it was that awful night in the Stade Velodrome, Marseille, second leg, UEFA Cup semi-final 2004. Didier Drogba, just before he signed for Chelsea. We were just one game away from getting to the UEFA Cup final where we would have played Valencia. One game. We held them at home. Jonathan Woodgate at St James's Park that night in the first leg was absolutely fantastic. He controlled Drogba. And we just in the second half, in the second leg, didn't have enough. The atmosphere was crazy in Marseille. Hugo Viana losing that header on the halfway line for the first goal. I just remember just wincing to myself. And I honestly believe if we'd have got through that game, if Woodgate had been fit, if we'd managed to get over the line there and get to that final and taken all the thousands of Geordies to that final, we probably would have won something under Sir Bobby just before he left. And he probably would have stayed with us a bit longer. God rest his soul, the legend that he was. So yeah, that one for me, I remember watching it, bags of tears I was at the end, and that would be a game in my history I would love to change in my lifetime supporting the club. Second one, very, very close second one, again, same competition, has to be that second leg against Sporting Lisbon. The Sporting Lisbon game under Graham Souness in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Cup in 2005 hurt me more. Because we were 1-0 up from the first leg. You know, I think Shearer had got the header in the home game at St James's Park. Things were looking quite rosy. We went into the second game. And sure enough, Kieran Dyer bursts onto the ball, gives us a 2-0 lead. And things are looking fantastic. 2-0 up away from home. Away goal in the bag. Nothing can go wrong. And then Dyer pulls his hamstring. Bramble goes off, who was actually playing quite well for us that game. And it all goes to shit. And I remember sitting at the end of that game when the fourth goal went in. I think it was Rockenbach, who used to play for Borough. He got the fourth, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Because I think genuinely, I know Shearer's talked about in interviews, there was a big belief there wasn't many good teams in the UEFA Cup that season. And we probably would have maybe gone on to win that if we'd got through that quarter-final against Sporting Lisbon, because the momentum would have been with us. A lot of the big boys were out. You know, in the process, we'd knocked out some really big teams. We'd had some fantastic European nights that year. I remember us turning over Olympiacos at home like there was no tomorrow. And things were looking good. I just don't, to this day, know how we capitulated in the way we did it in Portugal that night. And that was the closest I felt like we were coming to win the trophy. And I know we had Man United in the FA Cup semi-final a couple of days later, but it was too much to ask of that squad under Graham Souness at the time. You know, we had the likes of Andy Fye in midfield, Boomsong in defence. There was too many games in the calendar list for us to deal with that. And obviously we got absolutely battered at Cardiff in the FA Cup semi-final days later. But it was that game against Sporting Lisbon. My God, how did we not get over the line? 2-0 up, away goal in the bag. Things were looking rosy. 4-1 the final whistle was. Oh. So, yeah, I want to know what your game would be in your lifetime, Newcastle fans, if you could go back and change it. Now, I don't want any answers from when you were still in nappies. I want a period you can remember. You were devastated. You still think about it now when you get talking to friends about near misses, bad results. I want to know what yours is. What triggered me with this is obviously new owners, new manager. Things are looking rosier. So I want to know what you'd go back and change, because all we're thinking about is what the future could hold for us now. So drop in the comments more than ever on this video, Toon fans. Let us know what game you would have changed from your lifetime supporting the club. Hopefully there's some fans out there who've followed us for 60, 70 years, which will be great to get those answers. And as always, like and subscribe to Black and White Banter. Things have gone berserk on Facebook the last week. I did the post on each player's role on a Newcastle night out, and that just went absolutely crazy. So as always, we don't like to take ourselves too seriously. We're not going to be a full-time YouTuber, but drop in the comments, let us know. Click like and subscribe, and I'll jump on for a Brentford match preview. How we the lads?